everyone. This is my beautiful friend, Lindee. Lindee and I met in my past life as a bookkeeper with a wellness clinic. She was a patient and a very close friend of our practice manager, and I am blessed, absolutely blessed to have her in my life. So thank you very much for coming along. I really appreciate your support. Lindee is a mum of 3 kids, 1 boy and 2 girls, all in their 30s, but obviously you wouldn't know to see, look at that gorgeous face. And she's also a grandmother. She has 3 grandsons and 1 step-grandson. And on top of that, she is also the most amazing celebrant. And she is Lindee Garrett celebrant. Lindee Garrett celebrant. Make sure I get that right. Yay, good girl. Do the plug. Very happy. And she will do, yes, weddings, parties, anything. Celebrations. All sorts of celebrations. Isn't that right, Lindee?
That's right, absolutely.
You'll celebrate anything. We were actually just talking before I recorded, we were just talking about celebrating the women's first cycles, which I think is an absolutely fabulous idea. Like, I'm sure there are heaps of women out there that would like to, you know, welcome their daughters into the world in that sort of process. So I'll put, actually what I'll do at the end of, you know, when I've finished recording and I've uploaded this, we'll put a link. You've got a link for me that I can put on, you know, for Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, my Facebook page, yeah.
Awesome, fantastic. So what we're here for today is I'm going to ask Lindee one question, and she's going to give us her absolute brilliance and hopefully provide heaps of tips and information for all the new mums out there. So my question to you, Lindee, is what 3 pieces of advice would you give to a new mum today so they can benefit from your experience?
I think firstly, relax, because you don't know it all. None of us do. I was 22 when I had my first child, which by today's standards, quite young, and I had no idea what I was letting myself in for. But yeah, relaxing and enjoying the process was probably one of the biggest things that I was actually able to do. Now, to get to that point, of course, I had a lot of support from other women in similar situations. So at the time we were living in country New South Wales, and my connection was what was then known as the Nursing Mothers Association. And we would meet regularly to have our morning teas, and we'd have information sessions, and they had remarkable resources to support me through whatever needed to be done. And they were always there even after my first child was born. So that was a big contributor to my being able to relax, was having that right kind of support. You know, you're still going to have doubts about what you're doing, because I did. I actually remember one day, and this will lead to my next piece of advice. Soon after our daughter was born, my mother-in-law was staying with us. And she actually came to me. My daughter was, she was a bit refluxy. So I used to feed her lying down, because that's what we did back then. And she actually came to me one day and poked my breast and asked me if I thought I had enough milk to feed her. Now I knew because I'd done all the reading. I'd spoken to so many people. I knew that I was doing the right thing, and that of course I had enough milk to feed my baby, because she was feeding regularly. I was producing more, blah, 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 blah. But yes, those few words and that poke at my breast just filled me with doubt. Then I made contact with my support group, and Mary was her name, beautiful woman. She reassured me, and I knew that I didn't have to listen to my mother-in-law. Unless you have, that's my next piece of advice, unless you have an amazing relationship with your mother-in-law and she's on the same page as you, don't listen to her. But I mean, that could work for anybody, unless, and I guess it's the same with life, you know, unless you have the people around you who support you the way that you need to be supported, with the knowledge that you've been instilled with and that you feel is right for you, then don't listen to them, because it will just tear you apart. Yeah. So there's two pieces. Yeah, and I guess to expand on that a little bit, it's, you know, find the information that works for you. For me, it was that connection with the Breastfeeding Association, you know, to have that, because that just felt so right for me, instinctively right for me. If that doesn't feel instinctively right for you, then find your thing. And I think that's really, really important. You've got to be comfortable with what you're doing and screw everybody else. It's none of their business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The third thing, I actually don't really know if I've got a third thing. But I guess just to also, you know, and I guess expanding a little bit on the relax, just enjoy the process.
Yeah. Because
it's that long. And then they're having children of their own. And I've got a almost 17-year-old grandson. So, you know, potentially within the next 10 to 15 years, I'll be a great grandmother. So yeah, enjoy every moment, as horrific as it seems sometimes. And, you know, some of those moments were really tough with my newborn. She was a 2-hour feeder, 24 hours a day. Yeah. My husband would get home in the afternoon and I'd just hand him the baby and say, take her. I love her dearly, but take her away. So he'd take her for a walk around the neighbourhood, and sometimes he'd leave her with the neighbours and come back. And and yeah, that was really, really hard. You know, I was sleep deprived for months. Yeah. You know, and if you look back at it, really, sleep deprived for years.
Yeah. I can relate to that one.
Yeah. And now, you know, post-menopausally, nothing's really changed. Sorry. But yeah, that's the reality. Yeah. Sleep deprivation was one of the toughest things. So sleep when you can. There's my third official piece of advice, is anytime you get an opportunity to sleep, don't worry about how the house looks or what your husband might want for dinner when he gets home. Sleep, because if you don't get some sleep and some rest, then you're not able to function to get that meal prepared for your family, or to, you know, even mindfully deal with, you know, the nighttime wakes. And it's really hard. Yeah. Of course, you know, almost 40 years ago when I had my first one, I didn't know a lot of that. So I really hope that whatever little smidge of advice I can offer, that, yeah, you take it on board, because it's simple, you know, relax, rest, enjoy. And don't listen to your mother-in-law.
That's an extra tidbit.
Yeah. But, you know, I guess, like I said before, don't listen to anyone unless it feels instinctively right for you. Yes. Yeah, and I think following your instinct with your early mothering is absolutely key. Yeah. And, you know, again, you know, you carry that through your whole life, is, you know, trusting that your inner voice is 100% accurate. And
Yeah.
that's the one you need to listen to. And, you know, that's still a big lesson for me even now, particularly now. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. That was absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of people out there that would get heaps and heaps out of that. Thank you very much, Lindee.
My pleasure. Bless.